Well, go on. We are talking some World Cup football. Yeah. Every year before the World Cup, the big, well, not every year, every 4 years before the World Cup start. You know, so Brazil are the favorite though. Every single year. And out comes the FIFA rankings. Yeah, Brazil, #1 ranked team in the world heading into the World Cup in about 5 weeks time. 5 or maybe 5.5, 6 weeks time. Yeah, World Cup there. Yeah, start November. Not June and July like one time, but November over there in Qatar. And Brazil, as me say, #1 ranked team going into the World Cup. But not strange. The only thing now, there's a little thing about the #1 ranked team going into the World Cup, is that my understanding is that no team has ever won the World Cup after being #1 ranked going into the World Cup. But we can tell you something, Brazil are my team. Me one of the Jazzillion them. The millions of Jazzillion them all over the world. Jamaica, Brazilian them. You get me? Yeah man, in fact, sit here. Sit here, I have to hide it, sit here. And guess what I feel like this time? I feel like Brazil are going to win the World Cup. Yeah. I mean, I have my reasons why I feel Brazil are going to win this World Cup. Yeah. Right? Outside of the fact that they have a very good team. Brazil has always had the deepest pool of players. But I know that are the main reason why I think they are going to win the World Cup. That is a constant. They always are the best pool of players. It's just how well they get it together relative to the other team. Then. I mean, I go to the other contender then first. France are the defending champion. Always a strong and powerful unit with a plethora of quality players all over the world. But I think we're going to reach France now. Their team is going to be 4 years older. And generally, with a championship winning, that's why it's so hard to repeat winning the World Cup in the car. With a championship winning team, you see the transition out of that team and that set of players, it's always hard for them. In that most coaches are reluctant to drop them tried and proven champions, especially going into a big tournament, despite them being 4 years older. Even if them start touch 30 and 31 and in them age group, when you know say the legs not what they used to be, coaches tend to, that transition period is a hard thing to handle. So France will be there or thereabouts, but that I think the vulnerability of France there. Spain now get back to the glory heights that they had about 10, 12 years ago yet. So they will be there or thereabouts. Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal, I think they will have some issues there so with handling the ego of Cristiano Ronaldo. He's 37 years old now, not the player he used to be, and I don't think you can build an attack around Cristiano Ronaldo. But it will be interesting to see how the coaching staff and the management of the Portugal team handle that Ronaldo dynamic with such a talented Portugal team. Belgium is another talented team. Yeah, the golden generation probably having them last shot at trying to win a major title. But perennially, every year them disappoint. Yeah, them disappoint, them come on the big stage and flatter to deceive. I don't see why now with the golden generation getting 4 years older, getting closer to the end of them window, why them are going to do it this year. And who else again out there again? Germany. You can never count out Germany. Germany is a tournament winning team. And it's one of the teams that we are going to threaten Brazil if Brazil are going to win the World Cup. Argentina with Lionel Messi. That's the big star one. Closely ranked. I think they ranked at 3 going into the World Cup. Top them Messi just won his first Copa America title. Seeing Messi and this young Argentina team playing better than they did when Messi had that experienced Argentina team with the bag of other big players. So this Messi team, Argentina team, is a dangerous team. But you know what them going to rely on to win this World Cup? Them going to rely on Messi to do what he has never done before. To play close to his full potential at the World Cup finals, especially in the big title deciding games. Messi have to do that. For me, believe Sam can do it. You get me? And he is now 35 years old. But he's so talented that you can't put it past him. As to whether or not would have bet $100 or $50 on that happening, no. See, we don't believe about any other contender. England, yeah, the English team not as good as the English think they are. So I don't think they are going to challenge for the title. But here why I think Brazil are going to win the title this year. For a single reason, very simple reason. They are not going to be totally dependent on Neymar this time around. They have a rounded team and they have more top quality players, especially offensive players who are in a very good form going into the World Cup. Now, over the past 2 World Cup cycles, Brazil depended heavily. The World Cup don't Brazil 2014 and the World Cup when they played the other day, the 2018 one. They were in Russia, that one in Russia. Brazil were heavily dependent on Neymar. And you saw what happened. He got injured 2014, they got embarrassed in the semi-final, and him come with him flip-flopping and dropping and laying down on the field. In 2018, and Brazil exit the World Cup. But this World Cup, I think, they have a tough Tite, the coach, we have a tough job picking that team, especially that offensive team. Almost every team in Europe, Brazilians are shining bright, especially the offensive players. So outside of Neymar will always be an X factor, you know. You also have other players in top form. You have the Real Madrid pair of Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. playing at the top of them game right now. You have Richarlison, you have Anthony, you have Paqueta, you have Brazilians all over the place where struck them stuff, especially in the top third. So Brazil will not be totally dependent on Neymar to create goals and to score goals. And I think with the coach Tite, he's a pragmatist in terms of how he set up the team. So defensively, the team will be organized. See, but it's how them execute them offensive game are going to determine how well them win the World Cup. And some think because of that factor, and I think Tite is a very good tournament coach. He will lose a lot of games coaching Brazil. So me just think they're going to get it right this year. Especially when you compare the quality of the Brazil team relative to the other contenders for the title. So what I say this year, yeah? Brazil 2018, I may call it early, you know. Under the sunset. Under the sunset, the Maverick call it early. Brazil to the world. It's overdue, you know. When last Brazil win a World Cup? Eh? When last? You think about it. Think about how much World Cup cycles since Brazil win the last World Cup. Brazil overdue. Brazil due to win the World Cup. And I think this year they're going to get it done. Plus, the World Cup is being played in Qatar. It's being played out of Europe. And Brazil are one of the team then who I think is best equipped to win the World Cup outside of them home conditions. So make we see how it run now. Make we see how it go now. Eh? See it here? Brazil. Yeah. Bring back this one Brazil after 2014, you know. Long time we have the Brazil thing here, you know. I think we carry it back this one Brazil. I think so. Brazil. You know why Jamaicans love Brazil so though? Because of the exciting, attractive football where they play. Brazil play the kind of football where every football nation wish them could have played. Brazilians play the kind of football where every young and old footballer wish them could have played. Remember, I used to talk with one of my friends back in the days. He used to tell me, says, Brazilians make football. See? Anyhow, remember me they call it early. Brazil, 2022 World Cup champions. Remember, you know, you can always refer to this video. See, down the line. What do you think about where me think? What do you think about where me think? You have a better team to win the World Cup? Who you have to win the World Cup? Argentina. Led by who? Messi. Go bet some money upon that. Messi have a track record of going to hide in the big games at the World Cup. If he win it, he would deserve it, you know. If he win it, he would deserve it. I would applaud him if he wins it. But I wouldn't bet a dime on him winning it. Brazil, Messi. Yeah, and we're not going to depend on Neymar. Watch and see. Tell me.